Dear students, today in third unit we are going to discuss about relational database management system. Already in the previous video we have discussed the introduction to DBMS and the basic models such as network database management systems and hierarchical database management systems. So in this video we are going to discuss about the relational database management system. What is a relational database management system? How it works? RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is the basis for SQL, that means structured query language, which we are going to discuss later in this unit. And for all the modern database systems like MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle, MySQL and Microsoft Access, this RDBMS is the basis. A database management system that is based on relational model is called as Relational Database Management System. Relational model is most successful mode of all three models compared to network database management system and hierarchical database management system. This relational database management system is the most successful. A relational database management system is a database management system that is based on the relational model that is introduced by E.F. Codd during 1970s. Relational model represents data in the form of a table. A table is a two-dimensional array containing rows and columns. Each row contains data related to an entity such as a student. Each column contains a data related to a single attribute of the entity such as student name or student roll number, like that. So this is an example for a table. Okay, so this is the row. Okay, the row we have a student ID, student name, age of the student and course. So each row contains a data related to an entity. It's a particular student ID, the student's particular student ID, name, age and course is given in the row. In the column, each column contains the data related to single attribute of the entity. Single attribute is one student. Here that particular student ID, name of the students, age of the students. These are all various attributes of an entity. So this is about the student entity. So here one attribute is given in each column. We must know some of the basic concepts used in RDBMS, relational model. Tuple or row. A single row in the table is called as a tuple. So this row, single row, is also called as a tuple. Each row represents the data of a single entity. That means each row gives the information about the particular student. Attribute or columns. A column stores an attribute of an entity. For example, if details of students are stored, then student name is an attribute, course is another attribute, and so on. So in this column, the attributes of the students are stored. Okay. Column name. Each column in the table is given a name. This name is used to refer to value in the column. Here it is name, age, course and ID. And each table also given a name. This is used to refer to the table. The name depicts content of the table. This table is a students table. So this table contains the information about the students. Then what is a field? Every table is broken up into smaller entities called field. A field is a column in the table. So each column, computer is one column. Okay, the course and age, name of the student and student ID. So each column is a field. Similarly, each row is called as a record. Record about a particular student. A row of a table is called as a record. A column of the table is called as a field. Here the student 1, ID 1, name is Adil, 21 years of age and studying computer course. So this row detail is called as a record. Column wise details are called as a field. So here given a column, the name of the students are entered in a particular column. So this is called as a one particular student. Adil is a one field. Aziz is another field. Kashif is another field. Null value in the relational database management in the table. If any value or any field has no value, so we don't put 0 here. Instead, we may mention it as null. Okay. If any field in the table has no value, it left empty, that is called as a null value. There is no value here, you have to put it as a null. Okay. So whatever we have discussed so far has been given here as an illustration for you to easily understand those concepts. Okay, so this row is in a column, it's a null value mentioned here. So each field, there are many fields, so for ID is also another field. So like this format only, the data are stored in a relational database management system. It is stored in a table format. Okay, in each table data are stored about a particular entity. Student entity have a separate table, faculty entity have a separate table, and each table has many attributes. So ID is an attribute, name is another attribute, age is another attribute. So like this, for different entities, different tables are formed. Data are stored, relevant data are stored in a relevant table. Then these tables are connected with each other based on a suitable relationship between the entities. That is where we use keys. A key is a field or a set of fields whose values uniquely identifies. Okay, so for example, the roll number, it won't be repeated for many students. So it's a unique number. Okay, so sometimes the name might be repeated. Okay, so even sometimes date of birth may be same, but the roll number will be assigned. It's a unique for each student. So this is a unique field or set of fields that are used to identify a particular column or a row, or to find a record, or to find a field. That is where there are different types of keys are used in relational database management systems, such as student key, primary key, foreign key, composite key. We'll discuss about some of the concepts here. Super key is a set of one or more than one keys that can be used to identify a record uniquely in a table. So primary key is a unique key. It's a candidate key. Candidate keys are defined as a set of fields from which a primary key can be selected. Unique, this is the given table. There is a unique fields: ID, roll number, and email. So email won't be repeated for two or more persons. So we have a unique email and unique roll number, unique ID. So from this unique keys fields, you can select any primary key. So these unique fields are called as a candidate key. Alternate key is a key that can be worked as a primary key. Basically, it is a candidate key that currently is not a primary key. For example, you have a three candidate key: ID, roll number, and email. But for developing a relationship between the two tables, that means two entities, you use ID as a primary key. Primary key is always one of the candidate key. So there are, if you use ID as a primary key, there are remaining candidate keys are available. Roll number is another candidate key, and the email is another candidate key. So these are all the alternate key that are available, which may be used as a primary key in future. Okay. Composite key means instead of using a single field as a primary key, you may use one or more fields or one or more columns, okay, to represent the particular to create the key. That is called as a composite key. Here order ID and product ID both could be used as a key. Okay, so instead of using a one particular field, you are using a combination of two fields as a key. So it is called as a composite key or compound key. Foreign key means it is a field in database table that is primary key in another table. It can be accept multiple null or duplicate values. Here in this table, department code is the primary key. The same department code is also there in the another table, but in this table department code is not the primary key. But in this table, department code is the primary key. If the primary key of the one table, it is there available in the another table, that is called as a foreign key. So using this primary key, foreign key, candidate key, composite key, the different tables are created in relational database management. They are connected with each other. Okay, so that's how all the data are stored in a table form and they are connected with each other. So whenever a user requests a particular data, relevant data, if they enter a primary key, they get all the relevant data stored in a different tables which are connected with the help of foreign key. Okay. So how these keys are mentioned here? The primary key is normally mentioned or underlined by them. I given some example here. And also foreign key is mentioned with the asterisk symbol.